We're looking at question number 19 from the MAC 1140 Pre-Calculus Final Exam Review. It's asking us to solve the equation, and we are given 3x cubed minus x squared minus 30x plus 10 is equal to 0. So right away, I can see that we have 4 terms to work with. So I'm going to work with grouping, which is a method of factoring, so that I can solve this equation. To do that, I'm going to group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. So we have 3x cubed minus x squared times negative 30x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now we're going to pull like terms out of each set. So looking at the first term, we know that we have an x squared that's like between these. So we can pull out an x squared, which will leave us with 3x, because x cubed minus x squared leaves you with a remainder of x, and then minus 1. And then out of the negative 30x plus 10, we can pull out a 10 because between the 10 and the 30, there's a common multiple of 10. So I'm going to pull out a negative 10 to make the first coefficient positive, which will leave us with a positive 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now that we have that factored, we can go ahead and combine our sets. So we see that we have 3x minus 1 repeated twice. So that means we can rewrite it as 3x minus 1. And then we take our terms on the outside that we had to factor out and put it into one argument. So x squared minus 10 is equal to 0. Now that we have it simplified, we can set each argument equal to 0 to solve. So when we do that, we're going to have 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, and x squared minus 10 is equal to 0. So to isolate our x in our first argument, I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And that'll leave us with 3x is equal to positive 1. Now we're going to divide 3 out. And that'll leave us with x is equal to 1/3 as one of our solutions. And then for the second argument, we're going to add 10 to both sides, which will give us x squared is equal to positive 10. Now we're going to square root both sides to get rid of this 2 in the exponent part, which leaves us with x is equal to plus or minus, because remember with the square root, it's always plus or minus. So plus or minus the square root of 10. This means that our solution is going to be plus or minus the square root of 10 and 1/3. And that is your final answer.